Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. My name is Katrina, and this is my pitch paper number 2. So today I would like to talk about this lovely book. This is called Applying Communication Theory for Professional Life by Marianne Dayton and Elaine Zelli. Specifically, today I would like to talk about something that I'm very passionate about, which is culture. Culture is actually explained in the 10th chapter called Explaining Theories of Culture, and I would like to focus primarily on the Hofstede theory of culture. So Gert Hofstede is, I believe, how you pronounce his name. He's German, and he did a study of 50 countries within IBM and developed 5 dimensions to compare cultures. These are more continuums, and this is a way that we can evaluate different cultures as well as their organizational structure. And so the first dimension is collectivism versus individualism, or this is how people define themselves versus their relationships. Individualistic culture is like America or like Australia. Individualistic cultures put an emphasis on the individual, so the self before others. What do I get out of this? What is in this for me? How does this benefit me? And so when we choose things that we would like to do, it's based on our own desires. We also stress independence. We stress freedom. If you look at our Constitution, freedom is up there. Freedom is the reason why we even seceded from the UK. But I'm not a history major, so I'm not going to go into that. We also reward individual achievement. If we look at America, we're a very competitive environment. It's about individual competition. And we also value uniqueness. We don't hammer down those tall nails, or we don't flush away the people. We actually welcome people's uniqueness. We welcome diversity. On the other hand, there are collectivistic cultures. This is cultures like China or Japan, most Asian cultures. And these are cultures that put the needs of the group as a priority. And so people will choose professions based on what the society needs them to be and not based on their own desires for a profession. They behave based on duty and not by individual desire. And their self is defined in relationship to others. So they define themselves by their family. If you look in Mulan, which is one of my favorite Disney movies, they mention that she is part of the Chang family. The name of the family is very important to them. The groups that they belong to is how they define themselves. And they value cooperation over competition, unlike the individualistic cultures. The second dimension is uncertainty avoidance. This is the extent of discomfort people experience due to ambiguity. I know that's a lot, but we'll go on with that. First, there are high uncertainty avoidance cultures. This is places like Japan, in which they are governed by rules, precision, punctuality. They do not like ambiguity. They're strict in their hierarchy. They're very top-down in the way that they work. On the other hand, there are countries like America, again, which is low uncertainty avoidance. These people value risks, they value innovation, they value spontaneity. Rules are broken for the sake of innovation. So ambiguity is a little more welcome to them than people who are, say, from Japan. So that's uncertainty avoidance. Number 3 is power distance. This is accepted levels of inequity by lower income people. Okay? And so higher power dependence cultures, say like India or Arab countries, believe that power is scarce, but it's also a resource. Power is natural. Power is inevitable. These are the people who value that top-down structure. They value that. If we look at India, there's the caste system. This is the reason why they believe that power is a resource. Power is useful. On the other hand, there is lower power distance, which is like Germany, in which power can be achieved by anyone through hard work and motivation. Anyone can achieve power. It's not based on money or merit or standing. Hard work is all it really takes. Hierarchy is irrelevant. People on the top of the hierarchy can achieve the same things as the people on the lower end of the hierarchy. And there's shared decision making within organizations. The fourth area is masculinity versus femininity. And this is the difference between, or to the extent at which, biological sex governs behaviors or accepted norms of behavior in relation to gender. So sex versus gender. Masculine countries, a good example is Japan. And these are countries that allow the biological sex to govern norms of gender behavior. And so there are distinct roles of males and females. Males, they're strong, they don't cry, they're not emotional, they're assertive, they're ambitious, they're competitive. You know, these are men. It's this masculine sort of belief that men have to be like this all the time, very rigid. On the other hand, there are women. Women are supposed to be supportive. They're supposed to be nurturing and deferent. They're not supposed to take sides. They're supposed to be peacekeepers. Women nurture. They bear children. They take care of the home. This is the masculine ideal. Other masculine places are, the U.S. is actually considered masculine, Germany, so is Australia, even Russia. There's also feminine countries such as Sweden, which is the example given in this lovely book. Sweden has non-rigid expectations for gender. Men and women can equally be assertive or deferent. They can also be competitive and nurturing. Quality of life is emphasized. Interpersonal relationships are emphasized. They do not look at this stone structure way of how men and women behave. I think this is actually really valuable, and that's, you know, if I were to have my own country, that's what it would be. The last dimension is long versus short-term orientation. This is how present-oriented or future-oriented we are. So long-term or longer-oriented countries are, say, Japan, or the Philippines is also considered one in which they value stability. They value savings. They work towards an end-term goal, which is long distance. On the other hand, there are short-term dimensions, and these are countries that value immediate gratification, immediate results. This is like America. We want to see immediate results right away. We're also very materialistic. We also live in the short term. We think short term. We don't think about the long term. We think about the present, what's happening now. And so these are the 5 different dimensions. Once again, they're collectivism versus individualistic. Uncertainty avoidance, number 2. Power distance, masculinity versus femininity, and long versus short-term orientation. So that's my summary of Hofstede's dimensions to compare cultures. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you.